Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Frank Mularcik, and in this video I'm going to be giving a update on my dividend portfolio, and I'm actually going to be using my new script that I've created that's going to import all my transaction history from a CSV file that I'm going to download from Fidelity, and then that's going to parse all that information into the appropriate spots in my spreadsheet and update everything. And then with that, I'll also be updating you guys on the dividends I received in the month of November and showing you guys my Robinhood account, because I did receive some dividends in November from that account as well. So without further ado, make sure to like the video and subscribe, and we'll get right into it. So right here is my dividend portfolio from basically the end of October. I haven't updated anything in the spreadsheet since then. And right here you can see that every week when I check and import the dividends with that Python script that I automated, it updates these in this column here, and then this is the manual column, and basically it just throws a green flag there if there's an increase. So we had an increase from Amcor, which I talked about in one of my recent portfolio analysis videos on Amcor. So it was just a quarter of a cent increase per quarter for a total of 1 cent annually. So I'll update this one to 47 cents to clear that. And then Aflac had a big dividend increase. I think it was 5 cents a quarter increase. So that was around 17%. So that's awesome. So I'll update that one as well to clear that flag. So at the beginning of November, our portfolio was around $920. And that's actually including the dividends I got from Robinhood, which I will show you guys right here. So first of all, I just got 3 from my Robinhood account. So I got a dividend from JP Morgan for about 0.38 shares, a total of 35 cents. And then I got a dividend from AT&T. This is one of the biggest payers in my portfolio currently, 52 cents a share. I have a little bit over 1.5 shares for a total of 86 cents. And then Air Products and Chemicals, I got $1.34 a share on my 0.11 shares for a total of 15 cents. So nothing crazy big there, but I got those, and then I just manually put that into my spreadsheet right here with these 3 dividends, and the rest of the dividends I got in my Fidelity portfolio will automatically show up here once I run that script. And also I did make some changes to how the spreadsheet works. So I did add a cash position in my account. So I added this cash deposit into my Fidelity account of $870, which is what I used to fund that account at the beginning, basically, which is the same amount that I had deposited previously into my Robinhood account over time. So I now have this cash balance here, which at the beginning of the month was $21, and that'll be updated as the script runs. Alright, so this right here is just the account history, so all the transactions I did in my individual brokerage account within Fidelity, and I filtered it from October 20th, which is the day after I started this account and bought all my initial positions, until November 30th, so the end of November. And basically it just shows all my transactions, all the buys I did, all the deposits I did, all the dividends I received, and stuff like that. So if you go over to the right here, you can download all this transaction history as a CSV file, which is also an Excel file. Then I'll just close that out for now. And if I go over to my script, I'm using this package called tkinter, and that basically allows me to open up a file and use that file as the CSV each time I run it. So that way I don't have to use the specific name of the file within my script. I can just choose whatever file I want to look at the time I'm running my script. So if I run it, it's going to run, and it'll take a few seconds, and then it'll pop up this dialog box, and I'll just open up this most recent CSV that I downloaded, and then it's just going to start running. And it will take a while to run actually, and one of the reasons for that is in my spreadsheet here. Basically, I'm going to be adding new lines to these transactions and to the dividend payments. So I have to check through all of these rows and find the most recent row basically, so it knows where to start with those new additions. And the problem is when you use the Google Sheets API, it's called the gspread package for Python. That API basically has a 1 message per second limit for reading and writing. So if you're going to read a value from your spreadsheet, you can only do a maximum of 100 reads per second. And same thing with writing a value. If you want to put a value in here, you can only do 100 of those per 100 seconds. So basically what I had to do is put like delays in my script so that it never reached that limit, because if it reaches that limit, it's not like it just waits until it can do more. It just like messes up the script and basically wrecks what you're doing for the time being. So as you can see here, it's actually adding some in now. It's basically pulling these buys out of my CSV file, and it's putting them into the spreadsheet here. So it's going to take a little bit to run. So once that finishes, I will finish talking to you guys here. Alright, so as you can see, it's just putting these last few dividends I received in the spreadsheet here. And as you can see with this, it added all these cash deposits I made. So I actually made a $50 deposit around the end of October. I personally sort of thought there was going to be a lot of volatility around the election, so I wanted to have a little extra cash on hand to be able to capitalize on that if there was some big drops. And actually that really wasn't the case at all, but now I just have a little bit more cash in my account and I'm fine with that. And then also this $3.72. So basically, if you guys weren't aware, Pfizer, they spun off their segment Upjohn within their company, and it merged with Mylan to create the company Viatris. So basically in Fidelity, if you didn't have enough shares of Pfizer to get a full share of Viatris, then you just got a cash deposit basically. So I had to modify my script a little bit in order to handle this, but basically I just treated it as a cash deposit. So I believe the script is done now. Yes, it is. And basically what I did is I created this output where it outputs some basic information. So basically it shows my deposits. So this month, or month and a little bit, close to a month and a half actually, I deposited about $113.72. So that includes that $50 extra deposit. So this is definitely a lot more than I normally would deposit in a month and a half, and then that includes that special Viatris merger thing. And then as you can see here, it just lists out all the companies I bought, and basically what I did is if I bought a company more than once, I consolidated it. So for example, Caterpillar, it says I bought about $12.58 of them. Well, I think I did that in 2 or 3 different times. And same with like APD, I didn't buy $20 at once, I bought it multiple times. But when I am just listing it out here, I just kind of consolidated it so it was easier to see. So basically, I deposited a total of $113 and I invested a total of $83. And then I did not make any sales this past month. And then for my dividends here, I received a total of 78 cents in my Fidelity account from those dividends. So I got 8 cents from Carrier Global, I got 19 cents from Caterpillar, I got 27 cents from Procter & Gamble, I got 18 cents from People's United, and I got 6 cents from Apple. And I'm realizing now that I have this quantity messed up a little bit because basically Fidelity doesn't list out the number of shares you had at the ex-dividend date like Robinhood does. So I had to basically calculate that on my own, and what I did is I couldn't necessarily use the number of shares that I currently have because in the future, like I could have bought shares after the ex-dividend date and those weren't counted for the dividend. So what I did is I used the Yahoo Finance API to get the amount of the dividend that company would be paying, and then I divided the amount of the dividend by the total amount that I got, and then that gives me total number of shares. But that is the dividend, that number from the API is the dividend for the whole year, which I failed to account for. So basically these numbers in the middle column per share should be divided by 4, and these numbers in the quantity column should be multiplied by 4 basically. So I will fix that for next month, but I actually just realized that now, so sorry about that. But this amount that I received is still this right amount, so that's 78 cents. So now we will look at the updated spreadsheet. So these are all my transactions, and then if you look in the summary tab, my value is about $1,037, and my cash balance is about $52.14. And if we go back to my account here, my cash balance is currently $53.03, but that is because I have since received dividends on the 1st of December. I'm recording this on December 2nd, and I received some dividends yesterday on December 1st. But before yesterday, on December 1st, before I received those dividends, the cash balance matched up exactly. So that means all my calculations are right, basically. So yeah, so my total value is $1,037, and my yield is 3.22%. Recently, I've just been investing more in lower yielding companies with a higher compound annual growth rate of that dividend. So that's my yield has been going down, but overall, I'm fine with that because in the long term, that's going to benefit me a lot. So right now, my annual income is around $31.72. And yeah, that's about it. We can look at the sectors a little bit. As you can see right now, I'm at about 5% cash, and my information technology is about 16%. My healthcare is about 13%. Those are the big ones, I think, for the most part. Financials is around 14%. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of financials. I've said it before, but I wanted to start a position in JP Morgan, so that's why that's a little higher at the moment. So that's where we're at. We'll look at the dividend payments. Like I said, all of these got put in there automatically from the script. And then if we look at the pivot tables, we can see these were added in here, and the total for November was $2.14. So the last month or the last quarter would have been August that these same companies paid. So I had a pretty good increase since August, but I did add JP Morgan, which paid me this month, and I didn't have it in August, so that's why. So right now, this quarter was $2.14. Hopefully we'll see even more in December. That should be hopefully my best month yet. So if we just look at the quarters, obviously Q4 isn't over, so that's why it is still less. And then on the year, I've received $15.89 so far this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a ton of fun making this script and just learning a lot in the process. And I think it really made my spreadsheet a whole lot better, and it's just made it a whole lot easier for me as well. So if you did enjoy this script and think it's cool, make sure to like the video and comment down below. The quote of the video is, "The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, is the illusion of knowledge." And that one's by Stephen Hawking. Obviously a brilliant scientist, and just a brilliant quote. It really makes you think the greatest enemy of knowledge is not the fact that you don't have knowledge, it's that you think you have knowledge when you really don't. And that's basically what he's trying to say there. So I just thought that was a really cool quote. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.